What's going on, my patrons? So, I know it's taking a little bit longer than anticipated, but this is the final episode of Double October 2018, the final review. And I was putting this one off for a pretty obvious reason. And we have the Reversible Gundam, and it is Alan Adams' mobile suit, and we saw this in an episode of Battlelog where it was him versus the Mijin. Though for some reason I'm blanking on to what the Mijin was piloting, but I'm sure it's on here somewhere. It wasn't the AZ Gundam. No, that wasn't something else. Anyways, we'll get there eventually. So on the front, of course, we have the Reversible in its Gundam mode, in its tank mode, and in its uh, cannon mode, because it needed to be a triple changer. I'm calling it a 2.5, really. Doesn't really have 3. It's got like 2.5 modes. But you got HG build fighters up here. Of course, Battlelog logo there. All the stuff going on down here for build fighters. And all the logos down there. Bandai 2017. Oh, and light reflection. And you come to the bottom, you've got action. So you got GN handgun. Large GN beam saber Gundam mode. Cannon mode! It looks like some kind of weird alien thing. Yeah. Tank mode! Looks like a weird crab squid thing, but now it's on its belly. GN Buster Cannon. That part's actually kind of cool. And you've got parts and custom stuff. So you got a Ballistic Zaku. Yay. And come over to this side, you got HG Build Fighter. Nerd. Number 63 in the line, so a little bit later in the things. I'm just going to do this, make you feel sick for a second. Alright, Battlelog stuff. Repeat of the box art, of course, and Bandai logo there. And you've got the obligatory front and rear shot, looking very good. And you've got the read-up right there, if you want to go ahead and do that. Check it out. And you got the Gundam Build Extra Battle Project, all those things there. You've got, don't stick a reversible Gundam in your 3-year-old's face because it will hurt them 3 different ways. And you got a little guy with the toilet, 1,800 yen. Nice affordable kit considering there's so much plastic in here. And you got illustration is by Koma, background images by Saito Yoshinobu. Camera was going crazy there for a second. This Gundam's reversible, still upside down. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Alright, let's get to it. Alright, guys, so here we have the Reversible Gundam, which is, of course, a custom version of the Reborn's Gundam, Reborn's Canon, and a little bit of maybe some Gundam 1.5 or Gundam Eyes. And the reason I say that is because the basic kits that it comes with some of the stuff to do both, but not all of the stuff to do either. Does that make sense? So it comes with all of the cool new stuff for adding on all these new attachments for the arms, the new weapons, the all-new backpack, all of this stuff, with the exception of this, is pretty much all new. And it does not come with a ton of the stuff, for instance, like the fangs or anything like that from the Reborn's Canon. It does get, or yeah, either way, the Canon or the Gundam. Does not come with all of the parts to make things, so you get enough stuff to like build the rifle that both of them have, and parts of the shield and stuff like that, but you don't get everything that you could possibly need. I'm pretty sure it comes with the GN drives that would normally go on the elbows, but it doesn't come with anything that I know of to recreate the 1.5 backpack with GN drive and stuff like that. So, it's a cool custom, but unlike some of the other ones that are custom versions of existing kits, it doesn't come with everything to complete one kit or another, so it's really interesting. Speaking of those, we'll go ahead and get the comparisons out of the way, at least in Gundam mode. Oops, knocking stuff over. So there it is, of course, with the Reborn's Gundam, which I actually really dig this Gundam. It's pretty cool. I like the newer color scheme. It does follow quite a lot of the same paths that this one does. Actually, I guess they all kind of do, but the lighter yellow color there. And he switched out for the green GN drives and green stickers for cameras and everything like that. However, he does have an all new face part. So all of that new V-fin and all that is totally different, whereas this over here, this guy, is the same as the, I think it's pretty much the same as the 1.5 Gundam, which we'll bring out now just to compare. Stay. Of course, the back heaviness does always cause problems, so stay. So there you go. There's your 1.5 Gundam. So, see, this one, actually, no, I take it back. So their V-fins are different just enough. So this is a bit smaller, that's a bit bigger. And then this one is kind of somewhere in between with extra little upright parts. So there's the three of them together, and yeah, like I said, the Reborns is going to keep falling over. Now, one thing that I did on all three of them is paint on the black lines and stuff like that. One thing that's a little bit different with this guy versus these is the chest vents. So it only came with the parts for the vents and didn't come with the stickers for underneath. It left it just white, so that's pretty cool. Can't tell. Yeah, okay, it does have the clear piece. It's really hard to tell. Virtually everything else about the Gundam, the main body of the Gundam, the hands, all that stuff is all exactly the same. You do get a very different rear skirt. So this one has that type of rear skirt, and you get this much bigger one that has thrusters and stuff like that. It does still move. This is, of course, for the newer tank mode or cannon mode. This one has the Fang back skirt. This does come with it. You do actually get it in the reversible kits. You do get that back skirt. So if for some reason you felt like using that, you probably could. So I'm going to get him to stand. Get him to stand. Despite having all the weight on his back, the extra weight on the arms keeps him fairly well balanced. Look at that boy. Now, well, articulation is pretty limited, but pretty much the same as the other ones. Legs aren't really going to be interfered with at all. The back skirts do move out of the way, so you can back kick and stuff like that. The big arms, the extra crap here, does make it to where you kind of have some limited movement. You can't really rotate the arms a whole lot because there's just so much going on. Now, when I get to the other modes for this guy, I'll definitely cover the articulation in those. His weapons, on the other hand, are pretty cool. He does have these little GN pistols. You do get a nice little black and green sticker right there for the cameras. Gotta love that. Does have these little shield claws right here, so I'm assuming that emits GN particles, and you do have a little pinchy claw right there. Very good. You do have his twin beam sabers up here, very much like the Reborns did. It did come with a beam saber blade. I think it was just a straight clear one, and I believe I lost it or put it away somewhere else, because I remember seeing it recently, and I didn't remember what kit it went to until I pulled this guy back out for review. The backpack, as kind of pointed out before, I pulled these out, I'm not supposed to. You got thrusters, you got all the things. You can get a big old thruster back in here that is supposed to be visible. There we go. So you got that big thruster. I believe these are technically for hovering back here. Like I said, they come back up in tank mode. You do get black stickers back here to cover those vents. I would have tried to paint that, but it would have taken a whole lot extra time. Same thing with back here on the legs. Now, this one doesn't bother with the leg splitting gimmick that the previous ones did. You just don't need it. It's not part of the thing that has to happen, so you don't bother. It's good like that. Gotta love it. That's pretty much it. All the accessories and everything are attached to him, so it all comes down to transformations and stuff like that. So may as well get to it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take him into his cannon mode. Yep, cannon mode. We'll go ahead and pull the arms off. Yes, you have to do a little bit of part swapping. Kind of sucks. Pull those off. You want to grab his shoulders, pull them out, and back, so they're butterflying in reverse. That gives you the ability to tuck the head forward and down, which brings up this section back here. Notice you have a little bit more room. So that's a good thing. Now what you want to do here, you want to grab the whole cannon part here. Might as well slide this out. Grab all of this and rotate it up and back to where it's straight. And then you want to rotate this back around and down like so. I don't actually know why it does that. I just know that it does. It rotates with all of this stuff, and you can see some automorph stuff happening going on there where all of that came down. So I assume that has something to do with it. And you just rotate these. Perhaps it locks it in place to some degree. I know it just looks a little bit better. Now he does not have a hidden head back here, so it doesn't really matter that much when you kick the Gundam head forward. One thing I missed is to put the arms back in their place. So now you want the guns just pointed forward like so. Actually, I think the beam sabers need to point back, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Like so. Alright, with the legs, you want to do that thing where they reverse. So, kind of bend the knees backwards to a degree. It's not a huge deal. Take the foot, flatten it out. Oh wow, that went really flat. I don't think that was the intent, but it went super flat on me. Why not? Just go super flat with it. I was thinking that it was supposed to just do this number, like so. Okay, and then with those knees bent slightly the wrong way, you just sort of stand them up like that. Keep your crotch down low. Now you want to go to your arms. Is this left hand? Yeah, left hand, okay. So you want to take the gun out of the hand. Roll that out of the way. Pull the hand out. You want to rotate this around. Rotate this around, like so. I want to grab the little claw bits that I misplaced. That's not it. That's it. Like so. You want to flip the shoulder around, because honestly the arm basically just switch sides. You want to grab all of this, flip the gun back here, go ahead and straighten all that out a little bit. Kind of want that to tuck out around there. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a tab there that will tab into the elbow, more or less. You want to use that to your advantage. You want to grab all of this, rotate it around. Oh yeah, don't try to rotate it there. That doesn't move. Rotate this around and open up your claws. Open up your other claws. Like so. So you kind of end up with this mess. You want the shield bit to end up on the inside. Does that make sense? Alright, let's try to do that again. It's a little bit confusing. Don't get lost. So I'm going to take the gun out of the hand. Go ahead and fold the handle away. Fold all this back. Pull off the hand. Put in the claw. Nope, sorry. Rotate there. Then rotate the arm. Then tuck in the claw. Rotate your shoulder. Pull all this back. Rotate all of this up to where your gun is now tucked away up here. Peg that into the quote-unquote forearm. Come down here. Rotate at the joint. Open up all your claws. Like so. And call it done. So Then you want to go ahead and grab your Gundam again. Oop, I'm facing the wrong way. I had it facing the right way. I wasn't paying attention. Go ahead and just plug your shoulders back in. I don't even think you need to drop the shoulder. Oh, yeah, you do. Okay, so you drop the shoulder. I was right. I thought I was right in the first place, and then I thought I was wrong. Okay, so there we have the really, really dumb tank mode. Trying to get the foot to balance properly, and it's just not wanting to cooperate. The hinges and stuff for the feet are a little bit weird. But there you go. There's your tank mode, quote unquote. So you've got all your claws. You've got your big GN Buster Cannons, quote unquote, coming out the back. I'm going to keep saying quote unquote. You got your little claws that are pointless. You still have your guns, so you can use those. And you have your little grippy claws to attack people with. And of course, for comparison, put it up next to the Reborn's cannon, which is sillier looking. This one always gives me a McDonald's feel. Can't really help it. I do wish it did have the other head, though. I think that would definitely make it a little more imposing if this guy had the hidden head, though you don't even get the ability to use that. So, I guess, you do what you can with what you got. And, of course, we know the 1.5 doesn't even have that transformation. But there he is in comparison, of course, just over there off the edge. Get this guy out of here. And we'll go to tank mode, which is the most ridiculous mode, if we're honest. So you just grab the front skirts, flip them out, straighten out your legs, flip the back part of the foot straight up, put the legs straight out front, like so. Adjust your arms accordingly. Flip the rear skirt. You want this up here. You want to flip this part out, and you want to grab this part here, which is your little hover boosters, I believe. And then you just sort of pretend that this is something cool, because you really, really have to pretend that this is something cool to make it happen. Alright, put the arms back a little bit lower to prop it up. And there's your silly tank mode. Now in this mode, it's just dumb. This is a completely useless mode. I get why they needed to add bigger feet to him. You can see the instructions off to the side there. You see the bigger cannon, no big deal. You got the beam sabers hanging off the back. And he's just shamefully staring at his chest. Because what else would you do? Alright guys, so final thoughts wise, as the third kit based off of the Eyes Gundam, or technically the second one based off of it, but you know what I mean. It's okay. The color scheme is pretty cool. I do like the muted colors. The extra weapons, most of them are pretty cool. I like the guns, I like the shields. The claw arms, I could do without. The back cannons, I actually appreciate those. I think losing the claw arms would definitely add something cool to this. By the way, they do move a little bit. I didn't really show that off, so you do get a little bit of a kind of tail segmenty area here. That's a neat engineering trick. I always appreciate that, but in Gundam mode, it's so limited because they just get in the way of everything. And it's a cool looking Gundam. So, I mean, I would like it better if these were attached on the forearms like a normal shield and had these guns here. Lose these things. Hell, he doesn't even have a real central GN drive like the other ones do, or he doesn't have the twin drive system for anything, and that would be much cooler in my opinion if they actually did that work. I mean, Alan Adams, this doesn't seem like anything he had done prior, but I guess we didn't see a whole lot of what he did, and this was, I'm trying to think, was this before? I know battle logs are always so weird because they were taking place all over the place in the timeline. I can't remember if this was during Tri-Fighters or not. It might have been. I don't know. Somebody will tell me in the comments already. I can feel them typing. I can feel you typing right now. But, I mean, he looks pretty cool. You have some kind of presence on the shelf. And, of course, it is the final thing of Double October this year. And you guys can probably figure out why I waited to do it last. Because I knew it would be a bit of a bear. Now, the kit build itself, perfectly fine. There's nothing really difficult about it. It's the only hard part is if you're painting the black lines and doing the cleanup. That's the only thing that's hard about it. Panel lines tend to be a little bit shallow, so it's kind of harder to panel line a lot of the white and stuff like that. I don't know if that's just mold degradation, but I think the older ones had a little bit of the same problem as well. But either way, it's pretty cool. It's an interesting update. It has modes that are definitely not necessary. I almost wouldn't want to use these back skirts at all. I think they're dumb. I kind of wish it had a little bit better color separation, or some more color, I should say. I do know that Josh Como's wife did paint this guy up a little bit more gold and green. Changed up the color scheme a little bit. So it's pretty neat. You can do stuff with it. It's just very limited in its mobility and posing and stuff like that, unless you're going to bust out some of those weapons. So, but guys, that's a soft recommend for me, probably. If you don't need it, I wouldn't bother, to be honest. So, but I hope you guys like this review. If you did, go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up, big old claw arm thumbs up on the video, and hit that subscribe-ish button down over there. If you are not already, we're steadily climbing. We're over 3,300 now and still going up, which is really, really impressive. Even though you guys are seeing, the normal guys are seeing this a couple weeks after Double October. Of course, the patrons got to see this. If you want to be able to see stuff early, like the patrons did for pretty much everything this month, make sure you go check that out. I'll be adding if I haven't done it already, I will be adding a $1 section for people who want to give a bare minimum. Maybe a few more of you could do that. I would like to make more money on the Patreon side monthly, so I don't have to try to depend entirely on YouTube to make money at doing this. And every little bit absolutely helps, guys. So make sure you go join up on that. But I will catch you guys on the next review and on the next Double October, whenever that might be. Probably in about a year. I will see you guys then. Remember, as always, to keep on building.